and there's so many different routes and paths that you can take to what you want to do in your online teaching business, with your life, or with whatever you want to do. So it's there's not a one-size-fits-all kind of approach. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Tim from OnlineTeacherDude.com. Man, this video I've been thinking about for so long because I get daily questions from folks like you and those that are wanting to get started with online ESL teaching. And the question is, where do I start? What companies do I apply to? How can I get into this industry? And that's what we're going to tackle in this video. So in the past, a lot of teachers, maybe like you, found my videos through big Chinese companies like Vipkid and Magic Ears and GoGoKid and various other companies that serve the Chinese market. And when everything crashed last year in August 2021, you know, things changed a lot, and where I normally recommended teachers to apply to, I didn't have those companies to send folks to apply and get hired with. To be quite honest, the list of companies has just shrunk completely since all of this happened in China, and I still recruit for some companies. I'll leave a link up here where you can see some of the companies that you still can apply to and you know, try to get hired with. But really, I've moved out of a lot of recruiting and recommending companies because I just don't believe it's very stable. I don't believe that you're going to make an income that's going to pay you what you're worth and really help you to do this online teaching thing sustainably long term. They often are not hiring because they're saturated. Number two, they pay really, really low because teachers are willing to accept low pay, and so that's what you get when you get hired with them. And number three, you're not building your own thing. You are working for somebody else's thing, helping them to make money, and they're getting rich, but you're not. Because at the end of the day, you're trading time for money, and the money isn't great. When I talk about the journey of online teaching, I often use my own story as an example because I think it's a good example of a progression of steps, a progression of learning, a progression of taking action that has enabled me to fully transition from companies to being fully independent and having my own business. Let's talk about that right now. So yeah, I'm here on my rooftop in my apartment building in Bangkok, and this is where my online teaching journey has brought me, to be able to travel and teach online and build my business, and it's all because of getting started with a company. And that's where I started. I started with Vipkid in 2018, and I really used Vipkid as a way to grow my online teaching income and to grow my coaching business with teachers by starting a YouTube channel, offering coaching and courses and all kinds of other things, and it all started with the company. And I look back on my experiences and I can really see how I followed a progression of working with a company, learning the ropes, the ins and outs of online teaching, and then being able to transfer that to working with other companies and getting experience having group classes with students and learning how different companies worked and how to teach with the Chinese market. And then from there, I was able to transition from teaching with a company to then my private students, which I did through a slow transition as things started to close down last year. And you know, I encourage a lot of other online teachers to do the same, to follow that same progression, but to always be thinking about building your own thing. And it was the skills that I learned with the company that has really helped me to do it on my own. One of the things I love about online teaching is that it is so varied, and there's so many different companies out there, and there's so many different routes and paths that you can take to what you want to do in your online teaching business, with your life, or with whatever you want to do. So it's there's not a one-size-fits-all kind of approach, but that has sort of been my experience. That's been my journey as I started with Vipkid, added other companies, diversified my income, learned how to do the business side of things, and then started teaching independently and helping others do the same. So that's my journey. Let's go back inside and let me share with you exactly what I would do if I were maybe in your shoes or in someone's shoes who was just starting out. Here we are in July, almost August of 2022. So let's go back inside and talk about that. But first, I just want to show you this view. So cool. This is not actually my balcony or anything, but it's kind of a public rooftop that's right outside of my apartment window. So, I get to use this, and others in the building do as well. So we're gonna go back up those stairs and then go inside. So yeah, where would I start today if I was a brand new online ESL teacher or someone who just wanted to get into the industry? Where would I start today? I mean, as you can see, my story began with companies that paid really quite well. And so often when I get a teacher reaching out to me who wants to work with a company, I let them know that the realities of that, and that right now, there are no companies to apply to that are serving Chinese students. And so there are different markets out there. There's other companies that teach Korean students, that teach Japanese students, that teach a global audience. So there are definitely opportunities still. They're more difficult to find, and they're a little bit more challenging to get hired on with. But if you're someone that lacks confidence, you've never taught online before, and you just want to get started and learn the ropes, then I would start with some kind of a company. Either a company that serves a global student audience, or maybe a marketplace where you get to actually list your own classes and get experience creating your own classes. Now, to find those companies can be a little bit challenging. So what I would do is I would get hooked up with some good Facebook groups. I really like this one where you see teachers posting success stories, companies that are hiring, and opportunities to ask questions of teachers that are getting hired with non-Chinese companies. Oh, and by the way, I would definitely get my TESOL certificate or TEFL certificate. I've got a TESOL and a TEFL recommended in the description of this video if you would like to put that on your resume. Then I would go to good old YouTube, because YouTube is a massive library, a massive search engine of videos and reviews that teachers have uploaded on their experiences with companies, or information about companies that are hiring. So I would do a YouTube search to find out what's out there, and to also make sure that those videos are updated and that you are getting good information from the creator. Depending on where you come from and your degrees and experience and things like that, not all companies are going to be available to you. So I'm a North American, and I worked with companies that hired North Americans. I have a bachelor's degree, so that is often a requirement as well. So if you don't have those things, or you're maybe a non-native speaker, or you are someone that doesn't have a degree, then you're going to have to do a little bit more digging, and you might have to connect with other online teachers that are similar to you that are going to be of help to you. While I'm gaining my online teaching experience, the next thing I would be doing is looking at how I can do this on my own. Something that I can do that's sustainable, my own business, having my own private students where I'm teaching what I'm skilled at, I'm teaching my passions, and I'm charging what I'm worth. That's what I would be doing if I were a brand new ESL teacher right now. If I really felt like I needed to get on with a company, I would look for something and start to get that experience, but then I would also be building my own thing on the side. Hands down, the best way to increase your income and to do this sustainably and long-term is to build your own teaching business, where you have a constant flow of interested students because of referral marketing, and because of word of mouth, and because you've generated leads and you have a funnel into your business. Then I would definitely be thinking about independent teaching to be able to grow your income, as I said, and be in control of all aspects of policies, scheduling, how much, how little you want to work, and how much you want to make. This is what I do, and this is what I teach others how to do. Once you become a member of the Launch Going Solo course, you will get access to the modules, the different lessons. We go over making your key decisions, which is so important as you get started, as well as how to set up your teaching business, the accounts you need, your business logo, your payment methods, your teaching contract, and then we talk about the profitable trial class, as well as my ultimate launch framework, full of really good information and valuable action steps. Then we step into getting your organization and system set up to be able to teach your private students. And then the fifth module is marketing and scaling. The course has bonuses and resources, and it is ready and waiting for you at onlineteacherdude.com/launch. I like to think of your income as two separate buckets. The first bucket is that bucket of income that you're able to rely on, the stable income that you can count on to pay the bills, right? We still need to pay the bills. And so oftentimes building that passion project or that side business or that hustle that we want to get going is great to be doing, but we should be doing it alongside something that's stable, where we're able to take the revenue and the income from the stable stuff that we're doing and be able to put it into the side hustle. And so, you know, maybe that first bucket for you is a company. For me, that bucket is my independent teaching, which is sustainable now. It used to be my side bucket, where I was building that alongside teaching for a company. And then that second income bucket, that passion project, the side hustle, maybe that's your independent teaching business. For me, it's my courses and coaching that I want to build up. You know, whatever that is, I would be doing that alongside something that's stable. So, you know, make sure you have a stable income, make sure you have something that is sustainable, that you can count on to pay your bills every month. But then also, I would be, if I were you in your shoes, starting online ESL teaching now or looking to get into the industry, I would definitely be building my own thing on the side. Now, if you're like, Tim, I'm sold, I want to do my own thing, I want to freelance, I want to build my own teaching business, then I would be doing these steps. Firstly, I wouldn't quit my job just yet. If you've got a job and you want to do this on the side, let's start grinding, let's start working hard and making that happen for you. Then I would be starting to figure out who I want to teach and how I'm going to be able to attract those students. So niching down is something that we talk about in the entrepreneur world. It's so important with teaching as well. You want to be specific on the type of students that you want to teach. So let's say you want to teach Chinese students privately. So how are you going to access those students? Do you already have contacts? You might be looking at Chinese social media to attract students, or you might be looking to leverage the contacts that you have, maybe leverage the former students that you have to build your student base, because through referral marketing, you can grow your business to the place that you want it to be, where you're earning the income that you know you're worth. Next, I'd be finding mentors. I would be looking for people that have gone before me that are doing exactly what I want to do, and I would be learning as much as I can from them. I would be following their advice, I would be using their tips, and I would be being open to learning and being coached from someone who has gone before me. And then finally, I would get focused, I would make the decision that this is what I'm going to do, and I would do the grind and do the hard work. Even if it means getting scrappy and not having to spend a lot of money, but just putting things together to make it work, I would be doing everything that I can to start to build my student base. And you can do that through social media, you can do that through contacts, and there's lots of ways. You could even maybe have your former students or students on the platform that you're teaching or wanting to teach with to come private with you. The biggest difference that I see between successful online teachers and those that aren't successful is the ability to make the decision, to do the hard work, and to take action every single day. So are you one of those? Are you one of those that are willing to take the action, to take the steps to make it happen? If you are, I would encourage you to come and learn with me. I have a signature course, Launch Going Solo, which is actually going live again during the first 2 weeks of August. And if you're watching this video in 2022, before it goes live, feel free to check it out or join the waitlist or just check out the link to see if it's being offered and when it's being offered. So that's it. I mean, everyone's journey is a little bit different and everyone's situation and experience is different, but I would be thinking about moving towards building your own teaching business in 2022 if I were you, or if I were starting to teach ESL online and wanting to grow in this business. That's what I'd be doing. Whether you decide to work with a company first or not, I would be always looking at how I can do this on my own, because that's sustainable and that's something that you can do long term, and that's something that you can grow your business into. And so hope this was helpful. If you've got any questions about independent teaching, please join our Facebook group, Going Solo Independent Teaching. It's a growing group of over 4,000 teachers, maybe like you, who have questions, who need support, and want to get started on this road to building your own business. And if you've got questions, you can reach out to me on Instagram at OnlineTeacherDude. I love to answer questions there, and I would love to see you and have a follow from you as well. And if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, hit the like button, it really helps, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Hey, don't go anywhere just yet. These videos might be interesting to watch for you, and if you haven't subscribed, you can do it right here with one click. Also, in the video description, I recommend different products and services and ways that you can work with me further, so don't forget, look in the video description below.